Alright, next up we're going to be doing Balrog's Volume 1 Trials. Balrog used to be my main from Street Fighter 4. I know he's not the same character, but hopefully this shouldn't be too bad. We're going to do all 10 trials. If the combo is simple, doesn't need explanation, then I'll just go ahead and do it. Otherwise, I will give you my tips, tricks, and show you what it looks like when it's done, and we will keep it moving. So with every charge character, whenever the move comes up, I like to briefly describe what I typically think about when I'm trying to do the combo. So in this case, we have a jumping, standing medium kick, and we need to do a charge. So you have to think to yourself, when can I do the charge and make sure it doesn't affect which move that I'm doing. So in this case, you don't want to do crouching and medium. You want to do standing and neutral. So, as soon as I jump, I'm just holding back immediately to give me that. Some combos are harder than others, but generally, if I can do a crouching, then what I'll do is like a light or medium or something like that, and then I'll be crouching, and all I gotta do is cancel that move into the special, and you're good to go. So just think about when you want to charge it, and when it makes sense for the combo, and just do it as early as possible. Alright, so for number 3 we have something that's a little bit different. We have like a V skill with a medium punch, medium kick that you do in the middle of a target combo. And all that does is it does a little bit of a twist here, and usually what that'll do is allow him to extend the combo or do some sort of juggle. In that case, the medium kick heavy, or medium kick medium punch, it is sort of an air juggle. And the timing is super easy. Nothing hard about it, but it's just something that you need to understand when you see those commands on the screen. That's what it's talking about. Alright, so for number 4 we have a down-up charge mixed in with a special that's left-right. And it's pretty obvious what you need to do here, but just in case you don't know, when you do down-up charge, in this case, it's like Balrog's uppercut. You want to do down back to up back, because while you're in this direction, you're always holding back to the charge. So in this case, I can do the EX rush punch whenever I feel like it, as long as I'm charged up. So really, you're just gonna do this. If you ever played Balrog in Street Fighter 4, this should be pretty easy for you. It's just, but in this game you can actually juggle with that EX punch, which is pretty cool. But it used to be that you had to do the super that way, but you had to hold up back before the charge. That's really all there is to this one. Not hard. Number 5 is very similar to the other combo that we did. The only difference is you're ending the chain combo with a kick. So in this case, let's see what happens. Okay, so you're just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if it doesn't come out, like in that case, it didn't come out the kick button, wait a little bit longer or just double tap it and that should be good to go. Now sometimes you could do it in the corner, so you might want to try that first to see if it makes it a little bit easier. But then other times the counter pushback will be so far that it still won't connect. So in that case, in the corner, you can walk forward and do your combo that way. If you're in the middle of the screen, you should still be able to do it. In the demonstration, it shows you doing a dash, which you can also do, but it looks like there's no reason to do a dash. If dashing is easier for you, go ahead and do it, but I recommend just walking forward just a little bit. Not too bad. Do this one in the corner, or you could do it in the middle of the screen and just gotta walk a little bit. Pretty easy. So number 6 is nothing too complicated, but just here's my thought process on this. I already know that I gotta do, what is this gonna be, a smash probably? So this low sweep charge move in the crouching medium punch. Now, when you're doing your jumping heavy kick, normally you could just hold crouching down and back, but if you have any moves before that that's not crouching, it's not going to work. So what you need to do here is just hold back and heavy kick as long as nothing else comes out when you hold back versus neutral. Then you could do this and just connect everything and then cancel that into your special build. You should be good to go. Alright, for number 7, we have a couple weird, awkward things going on here. First, we have the V skill, medium punch, medium kick, and then hit kick after for this. You can combo into a standing medium punch. But, here we go, we have a charge situation. So we gotta look at this as in how can we get the charge going. It's pretty simple, obviously. You can do it like that. And then you're pretty much good to go. Now next what you need to do is cancel that light rush punch into super. So there's a couple different ways you can do this, but let's see how much time we have here. I did full super there, so I didn't do a shortcut. It's a little bit tricky, you can practice that on your own. And it will come out, it's pretty lenient. Even if you do, when your rush punch and you kind of get a circle motion in there, it might help you because your timing is a little off. But as long as you're hitting the punch button to activate your super as that rush punch is landing, so it can cancel it, then you're pretty much good to go. Alright, so for number 8, we get to use the V-trigger skill. So what that does is when he does his rush punch, he gets extra hits essentially. And this is the kind of thing that you have to experiment a little bit and get used to the timing. So we're going to do the, what is it? Rush punch and 4 hits after. And if you're doing it too fast, he's probably going to stop. But if you just keep tapping the button, you should be good to go. Let's try it again. See, it's a little obnoxious, but you're going to get all the moves that come out. And then if you're going to be doing this a lot and you want to get better at it, then you kind of have to practice the timing and see what you can do to make that less mashy. But that last part is not too bad. So the first part, what we have here, is we're going to do jumping heavy kick, and then we're going to target combo. That's what that means. It's a little confusing, but so medium kick twice. He does a 2-hit, and then we're going into that. So just like in other characters, anytime you do V-trigger and you have to do a normal into some sort of charge, you want to do that immediately after you hit the V-trigger, so that once you're the closest you can get to recovering, you can throw the heavy punch out there and then continue with the rest of the move. So it's about getting that charge in while you're doing your moves. But actually what looks like is even a better move is that you can hit down, back, and kick like this, 1, 2. And then you should be able to combo that way, and then you don't have to try to figure out whether you're down or down back or whatever. You'll have your charge from the very beginning. So that's probably the way to go. Alright, so for number 9, this one's pretty tricky too. You have a couple things you gotta worry about. First off, they start off with jumping heavy kick, standing medium kick, and then you'd V-trigger that. So from there, here's the deal. You're going to have to immediately, from V-trigger, immediately hold down so that when you hit heavy punch, you've got enough charge to do the uppercut. And from there, because you're going to be in a V-trigger state, you're going to be able to combo out of that with a forward. So let's try that from here. He kind of does like extra things. So I hit the button too many times. You just want to do it 1, 2, and then we do V V-skill into that hammer, like overhead. So it's a little tricky. Let's see if we can actually practice that before going through the whole spiel. See, that time I didn't get my V-skill in there, so let's refresh and try that again. Since I didn't get the V-skill, I just continued with the last kick button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go neutral, and then that should stop me from continuing with a combo and get this instead of the thing. Let's see if that's the case. There we go. So you do 1, 2, let go, go neutral, and then you can do your V-skill, and then just tap V-skill, double tap kick to get the overhead and smack him back down, and that should do it for this one. It's not too bad. Alright, we are on the last one. Hopefully you're enjoying the video for this point, and if you are, please leave me a comment and make sure you like, and if you enjoy the stuff, also subscribe too. That would be great. So we are on the last final one for Balrog. In order to do this one, you're going to have to break this up in 2 parts first so you understand how everything works together. So the first half is when you do your crouching heavy punch counter, he's going to get launched, but you want to V-trigger, right? Now, this next part, it says to hold and release any 2 buttons. Whether it's punch or kick is up to you. So what I'm going to do, as soon as I hit V-trigger, I'm going to go tap, and then I'm going to hit, looks like medium punch and heavy punch. So what I'm going to do is let go as soon as I think it's the earliest activation. While I'm doing that, keep in mind I'm holding back to hold this charge. As you can tell, the next part is I have to land the light punch like this, the light punch rush. And that first part, let's give it a quick little practice here. We're going to do a crouching heavy punch. I'm going to hit V trigger and then immediately hold 2 punch buttons is going to be what I'm going to do. And while I'm doing that, I'm also holding back. Pretty much as soon as I hit V-trigger, I'm holding back. You can be doing it from crouching heavy punch too, doesn't really matter. You're just getting ready for the landing of the light rush punch. But remember, when you let go of 2 punch buttons, you get that punch. So what you're doing is you let go and then let it land, and then you're going into your rush punch. But you're going to be juggling, so it's a little bit different. There. And then I didn't get the landing of the charged rush punch, which is something that's going to take you some time to do, but that's what you want to do. You wait for that to land, and then you're going to continue with the rush punch. Like that. So when you get ready to do the last part, you're going to need to do the light rush, but then you're going to be holding forward and hit and kick 3 times, with punch being the 4th button. That's very important because you want to make sure you're not just going crazy and getting a kick for the last one. The very last one, you have to be ready after you hit forward to hit down forward punch to cancel into super. Luckily, you can kind of practice that without doing the whole juggle. So let's try that out. There. Look for that last punch and cancel that to super. Yes, it is hard, but it's not impossible. Alright, that is going to do it for Balrog. Hopefully you enjoyed that, or it was helpful, informative, all that good stuff. If you enjoyed it, please comment, let me know. Like it up so I know people are watching this and enjoying it, and I will keep this thing going. Looks like I only have about 4 more to go for Volume 1. And yeah, we're moving on nicely. Thanks for watching.